Hey guys, Brian here with Affordable Sticks. Come with me real quick. We're gonna go out to my cigar lounge here and we're gonna talk about Cedar strips. Yeah, you ever use one of those to light your cigar? We're gonna talk about that. That's right, Cedar. Cedar spills, those little scraps of cedar that come in those really awesome cigar boxes when you order a box of cigars. Use those to light your cigar. It eliminates a lot of things, you know, like sometimes even with wooden matches, you got that sulfur in there. You don't want that in your cigar. You got butane from lighters. Yeah, cedar spills like this right here. They come in your cigar box with the cigars you just ordered. Use those to light your cigars. It eliminates any sulfur from the matches, the chemicals, and the nasty smell from the butane in your lighters. So there you go. I mean, it's a win-win. But what's really cool, even more of a win-win, is when you get a cigar like the Southern Draw Jacob's Ladder, which is one of my favorite cigars. This Maduro packs a punch, and I love the smoothness of this cigar. But what's really cool is it comes with its own cedar sheathing all the way around it. Now there is a little bit of tape on the back of this cedar sheathing that you do want to take off first, carefully. And then you pull the cedar all the way down to the foot of the cigar, okay? Very carefully. You light that cedar, okay? Get it going, slowly draw on your cigar, but be careful, you don't want to torch your cigar. Remember, it's really important that we don't heat that cigar up too hot. Or you can take the cedar all the way off, light it, and then light your cigar. But the only way you can light your cigar by doing that process is to be, drawing on it. You can't just sit there like with a match and take your time. You can with some of these cedar spills though, but you're gonna have to have a good amount of them put together, because it's gonna constantly go out. So there's kind of a catch-22 in that, but if you do it right, it's gonna enhance the experience of these premium cigars. Okay, so here's the tape that I'm talking about on this cedar strip. Now be careful because this tape is holding the cedar strip together. So discard that, don't stick it in your ashtray, especially if you're in a cigar lounge. Cigar lounge ashtrays are for ashes only. Not bands, not trash, ashes. Anyway, so you're gonna take this cedar strip and we're gonna give this a try, all right? So I'm gonna pull it down to the foot, I'm gonna hold on to it, okay? See that? All right. Then we're gonna take this bad boy. Ooh, okay. Remember, now if you look, I still have cedar, I still have cedar here, okay? You see it's still burning, but look at my cigar. It's lit. And all it used was the heat. As I drew through that cedar tunnel, it brought some of the flame in, okay? And it drew from, that first draw, I know it lights your cigar fast, but it's not hot. And that first draw, all I'm getting is that great aroma from the cedar and the cedar itself. Cool, huh? Okay, so this is what I was talking about, like with these cedar spills, these little scraps of cedar that come in the box of cigars. They light fast. They burn quick. So when you're lighting them, either where you're using a torch or you're using a soft flame, see how I just lit that, how fast it lit up? Now, you can take your time and try to light a cigar like this, but watch how the flame, you have to use a big piece like this if you're gonna do it. But see how the flame kind of goes out and then it goes out on its own? See how that works? But the only way you can light your cigar with these cedar spills is carefully toast the foot of your cigar first with an open flame or a torch, but be careful with the torch, they get hot. And then light this and then draw slowly on your cigar. So only way you're gonna light them with cedar. Otherwise you're gonna be constantly lighting the cedar back up and trying to light your cigar, and that could take you an hour. and it probably wouldn't even work because your cigar is not going to get lit. It really is a great way to light your cigar. It doesn't pollute the binders and the fillers and the wrappers on these cigars. Oh, this Jacob's ladder has been sitting in my humidor for maybe a month. Yeah, I'd like to let them sit in there a lot longer, but I can't help myself. I gotta smoke these dadgum things. You ever cold draw your cigar after you've punched it or cut it? I do, because I want to see what kind of draw I'm going to get. And especially with these cigars, or even the Christophs. The Christophs go through an extensive process, with their drawing process. They actually have a machine that will put onto their cigars to, check the drawing. What I mean by the cold draw is you can put the cigar in your mouth after you've been punched it or you cut it, and you draw. And if you can get air in there, like, a straw, that's a good draw. Sometimes cigars, are very hard, especially box press cigars. Sometimes they'll be really pressed. They squeeze all that air out of those cigars, and it's hard to get a good draw. That is such an important process in cigar smoking. A nice, smooth, easy draw. Because again, we don't want to heat up that cigar. And if I notice that the draw is not real easy, then I'm going to get my cleaner. It's a long, skinny thing. I don't have it out here right now. And you stick it in there, and you just kind of move very carefully, clear it out a little bit. Sometimes you get those stems in there, even in great cigars. To me, this is the perfect morning. A good cigar, a cup of coffee, cleanse my palate. Oh yeah. Lots of times with these cigars, like, the Southern Draw has that cocoa and that coffee already in the cigar. So it just enhances everything. So wonderful. I hate to leave you, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna kick back and enjoy this cigar. Bye guys.